The Winnebago Indians refuse to lose after comebacks against number 2 Rock Falls and St. Anne. The Indians ease past Peoria Christian. The unranked Indians face third-ranked Chicago Leo, trying to make it back-to-back state titles for the Chicago Catholic League. The Leo Lions are in the house, and so are the Winnebago Indians. One of them will walk out of here tonight with a state championship. Hello and welcome to Carver Arena in downtown Peoria. For the next 2 weekends, it is the basketball capital of Illinois. Winnebago comes into this ball game unranked in the state. The Leo Lions are the top ranked remaining team left. They are ranked 3rd in the state. For the call of tonight's championship game, we send you over to Jim Albrecht and to Matt Taphorn. Gentlemen.
Thanks a lot, Lee Hall, and hello again, everybody. It's championship night. We can't wait, and I know you feel the same way. For Chicago Leo, Matt, it's kind of like how deep can you go and how high can you go, because they go 12 deep and they're going for the state championship.
Absolutely. They've got plenty left in the tank. We'll be able to have to wait and see if Winnebago has just as much left.
And, of course, Winnebago is fueled not only by great talent, but by emotion.
Absolutely, and they've got a lot of emotion with the seniors on their team. Have to see if that draws it to the top tonight.
Let's see how Leo got here. It was not easy. They had a tough game against Chicago Hope, walked away with that one, and of course North Lawndale gave them everything in overtime, but they have made it and they are on the stage here tonight. As far as Winnebago is concerned, they had to get by their old nemesis Byron, beat them for the 4th time, but it took an OT, and then not until a final Devan Bawinkel free throw did they overtake Rock Falls. Now let's go to key players. A lot of them to talk about, but a point forward has been having a marvelous tournament.
That's right. Tracy Robbins, a 6'7" senior, really plays that point position. Only averaged 8 points a game coming into the tournament. Had 14 in the semifinal and 13 in the quarterfinal.
If you're going to beat Leo, you better get good guard play, and that's why a lot of pressure tonight on number 14.
That's right. Bobby Tisdale, also a senior, coming into this ball game. Averaged 12 on the season, had 14 in the semifinal, 12 in the quarterfinal.
For Leo, the keys to the game, well, they kind of do so many things well. They have controlled tempo down here. They'll try to do it tonight as well.
They really do. They need to control that tempo both ends of the floor, offensively and defense. They need to get Frank Clair off early. Have a big game out of him. He had 15 points in the first half in the semifinal. And then again, they need to get plenty of play out of their bench.
And for Winnebago, they're senior-led, but it's about time for the Super Soft to get it going.
That's right. We've heard it all. The sophomore first-team All-Stater, Devan Bawinkel, really needs to step up, have a big game. They need to handle the pressure full court by Leo and control the fouls. They can't get in foul trouble. They don't go as deep as Leo will.
It's Leo and Winnebago, and the championship contestants are standing by to be introduced by Paul Herzog.
Good evening, basketball fans. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association of the City of Peoria, welcome to Carver Arena for the 2004 Class A Boys Championship game, featuring the Chicago Leo Lions 27-5 and the Winnebago Indians 31-1. Before we meet the starting lineups, we ask you to please stand and observe a moment of silence, reflecting on our freedom and the men and women of the armed forces serving us throughout the world. Thank you, and thank them. And now to honor America. Please remove your caps and address the flag with your hand over your heart as our guest soloist, a senior at Stillman Valley High School, Anthony Rangel, sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now let's meet the starting lineups for this championship contest. At a forward for Chicago Leo, a 6'6" senior. 2, Frank Clair. At a forward for Winnebago, a 6'5" sophomore, 21, Devan Bawinkel. The other forward for the Lions, a 6'2" senior, 14, Michael Stipe. The other forward for the Indians, a 6'4" senior, 22, Ben Powers. At center for Chicago Leo, a 6'7" freshman, 50, Deontay Gasque. At center for Winnebago, a 6'5" senior, 41, David Merchant. The guard for the Lions, a 6'2" senior, 5, Alan Downing. The guard for the Indians, a 5'11" senior, 12, Chad Nelson. The other guard for Chicago Leo, a 6'2" senior, 12, Keelan Donald. The other guard for Winnebago, a 6' senior, 14, Bobby Tisdale. Coaching in his first season for Chicago Leo, a record of 27-5, is Noah Canon. Coaching in his 17th season at Winnebago, a record of 312 and 141, Joe Murphy.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the 2003-2004 state championship game. The All-Stater Clair, Stipe, who gets in everybody's face, Gasque, Downing, and Donald. You'll see plenty more from Leo. And of course the sophomore Bawinkel, everybody else, the senior on that Winnebago team, Powers, Merchant, Nelson, and Tisdale. And you know, Matt, it's easy to say go out and have fun. That's what the coaches tell their kids. But I talked to both coaches right before they came out onto the floor tonight for warm-ups, and they were a little tight.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who can control that emotion early on in the game. They've both played 2 games on this floor, so the floor itself and the surroundings shouldn't intimidate them. But when you get in this type of situation, you might be a little tight getting out there early on, have to be able to control that emotion, that intensity.
So many teams started this season with the big what if we could put it all together. Well, a lot of expectations for both of these teams with so much talent, but talent doesn't always get you here, does it?
These 2 teams have been able to answer a lot of those what ifs, and now they're here tonight playing for the final game of this 2003-2004 season.
Bawinkel will jump it up with Clair. Clair, of course, headed to Northern Illinois on that basketball scholarship, and we are not underway. We'll do it again. Leo took out Bree Central 59-43, and then earlier today Quincy Notre Dame 70-55, and now they'll have the first shot at the bucket. Keelan Donald is their point guard. They'll go inside to that man Clair, but it's picked off easily by Ben Powers.
Well, errant pass that time by Michael Stipe inside, trying to get the ball in. And we talked about getting Clair established early on. That's exactly what they're trying to do.
As you know, Leo from that Cook County area, trying to duplicate what Hales Franciscan did last year. Winnebago from that top middle part of the state. Not there.
Quick pass to the corner on the out-of-bounds play. Chad Nelson wide open for the 3-point shot. Nobody really guarded him coming out of that out-of-bounds play underneath the basket.
Nelson is number 12. And driving all the way down is Donald, but not getting it, and that will be off of Leo. And we're coming the other way with the Indians with the basketball. Both teams, of course, knowing just how crucial these first minutes can be and trying not to overthink it, but still knowing, hey, we don't want to create our own roadblocks here. Let's just play what got us here. Good, solid basketball. Tisdale to a wide open Powers, but he passes it up to the sophomore, and he's off the mark, but Tisdale is there and going for glass.
Devan Bawinkel, nice good look there from the three-point range initially. Not able to knock that one down.
Taking a look at the comparisons between the two schools, 280 students, all boys at Chicago. Leo, of course, from the Catholic League and the Big Northern, is proud of Winnebago as the Indians take the early lead. Mr. Tisdale averages 12 points a game. He's come up right around that mark in every crucial game down the stretch. 11 in the super sectional, 12 in the quarterfinal, and 12 earlier today as well. But he comes away with a 50% success rate at the free throw line.
David Merchant, the senior for Winnebago, is going to draw the assignment on Frank Clair.
Downing again will force baseline every chance he gets. Downing is only 6'2", but he's 200 pounds, very aggressive. They'll post him low when they have to.
They called that on Bawinkel. I thought it might have been on Ben Powers underneath. He was one guarding Downing as he was heading to the basket. That's a good matchup for Winnebago, having Powers try to guard Downing.
It won't be long before you'll see some new Lions on the floor. Deontay Gasque, number 50, is only a freshman out there for Leo. Doesn't get tons of minutes, but he starts. At least he has down here as Leo takes the lead back. Bawinkel. Tisdale pulls up from 18, in and out. Rebound fought for. Bawinkel saves it. Right back out to Nelson. This is Merchant, and this is three.
Guys roll in. Good hustle that time by Bawinkel underneath. Created that second shot opportunity. Merchant knocked down the big shot.
Merchant, one of the keys. He and Powers seem to own the emotional buttons. When they go, the team goes. Downing gets away from trouble and spins it off the glass.
That's a call that most of the officials today have been making and calling a turnover on a travel call. That was that time they let it go, and Downing again just creates so much offense in that paint area.
Not too many empty seats here tonight at the Peoria Civic Center. Powers had trouble, regained, and now from the left wing. Does not connect as Nelson comes up shy. And here comes the first two Leo Lions, and we mentioned him in the pregame show, number 15, Tracy Robinson. Coming out is Michael Stipe there.
Robinson very versatile, effective at both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. Kind of a shot blocker, eraser in the inside defensively.
And this is Terrence Robinson, the other replacement. And this is Downing. And it's not down. Tied at 4 is early here in the state championship game. What a game we had last year. Will we have a repeat? Down to the wire between Hales Franciscan and Carrollton. This place was on its collective seat. Bawinkel, only a sophomore. His coach says he still doesn't know how to get open in all tough situations. Here's a 12-footer.
Tough shot. We had Frank Clair right on him, too, and good shot that time by Bawinkel. That little 15-foot shot's a tough shot to hit.
It really is from that angle.
Tisdale's going to have his hands full with Downing down there on the block. Downing's got about 25 pounds on him inside.
And they're posting him up low, trying to get him the basketball. Robinson looks down low for Downing. This is what he'll do. Not there, though, as Bawinkel contested the shot. Here comes Tisdale in a hurry. Little crossover dribble to the glass, and it's rejected. But coming out of there with it is Merchant. They'll set up the offense. No, they won't. They'll throw it away. They'll throw it away. And Leo will have the basketball coming back. Of course, a lot of people cheering for Leo tonight in the city of Chicago, including Coach Noah Canna's mom. Versella, I know you're out there, but Versella lost her voice. She got a bad case of laryngitis, so she couldn't make the trip. So there's a lot of heavy applause going on right now in the
She's not yelling at the TV anyway.
Noah says hi to Mom, and he'd like to show her that state trophy. The one that says numero uno on it, but we've got a long way to go. First 4 minutes have been played. And here's Robinson. Not there, but Downing just owns that part of the court underneath each side of the glass. He is just putting up a parking reservation.
And that was incorrect earlier when I said he had 25 pounds on Tisdale. He's got 50 pounds on Tisdale.
Bawinkel in a hurry, and now Bawinkel with defense at the other end.
Good hustle getting back there by Bawinkel. This is the type of performance that we thought we needed to see out of Bawinkel in order to beat Leo. Really taking charge on the offensive end. He's got 2 early buckets.
And we know how that confidence grows, don't we, Matt? It doesn't matter if you're 14 or 18 or 28. If they're going in, you're going to feel it. Here's a drive. It comes off the other side, and it's rebounded by Brandon Johnson in the ball game. And we've got a lot of contact as Downing wouldn't let it go.
Great job by Brandon Johnson holding on down low. He wouldn't give it up to Downing. Downing's been creating havoc. It looks like Downing's going to get called for a foul.
Yeah, it is. That looked like, you know, 2 little brothers saying, no, that's mine. No, that's mine. And Mom's
I know how that goes.
No.
I got a couple boys at home that say, no, that's mine.
That's what that looked like. Brandon Johnson, having just checked in, 6'3", 220-pound senior. Of course, Winnebago with their first ever trip to the state finals.
We talked about Leo's bench. They've got 4 reserves in the game right now. The only starter, Alan Downing.
Bago leading it by 2. Thanks in large part to that sophomore, number 21. Also in the game is Kevin Terviel, not shy about shooting from the 3 mark,
yep,
and
absolutely.
we've got traveling.
Changed pivot feet there as the pressure defensively was really pushing him out in the baseline corner.
And as we have mentioned during the course of this tournament, Winnebago is not shy when it comes to the arch. They will put it up. They came into this tournament with 543 3-point attempts, having canned 189 of them. As Leo goes for the tie. Leo doesn't shoot a lot of threes. They don't need to with the slashers they have. Tracy
Robinson. A little bit of an uncharacteristic 3-point shot initially by Robinson. That's not the type of game we saw at him in the first 2 ball games down here in Peoria.
Downing with a nice cross-court pass to Robinson, and we're tied.
That's more like the shot that he's accustomed to, about that 15-foot and in. Good look at the basket, nice release up top.
Nice steady start for both of these teams as Bawinkel gets the bucket on a very difficult drive, floating it up there off the move.
Tough little floating shot on the baseline. And again, Bawinkel feels like he's got an advantage. He's going against Stephen Benjamin inside, got about 5 inches on him. Benjamin very athletic, but Bawinkel off to a great start with 6 points.
This is Terrence Robinson. This is how high they go when they shoot. Here's the tip attempt, not there, but on the other side for the pickup, not falling is Kewan Leach. And out of there with it comes Johnson.
That's 2 big rebounds by Brandon Johnson off the bench for Winnebago, and he's gotten fouled on both occasions. Great job, good performance for him off the bench early for Winnebago.
You really got to stick with that glass if you're playing Leo, because they just keep attacking.
It's relentless.
They look like aggressive pogo sticks up there. I mean, they just come at the glass and keep at it. Tip, tip, tip. If it doesn't go to the glass, then it goes to a teammate. 10-8 our score.
Good move by Coach Joe Murphy here for Winnebago. He's getting some reserves in the ball game early. We got Ryan Kaufman now in the ball game. We've seen Terviel in, so he's getting about 8 guys in the rotation now. Smart move here in the first quarter, get the guys adrenaline pumping here in the first quarter of the state championship game.
Kaufman wearing number 42. Out front, long jumper by Merchant. He follows his own shot and gets it, fires, got it.
Boy, a big tough shot off the board. And both he and Bawinkel going after the offensive rebounds kept that ball alive.
Merchant knew that first one wasn't close, so he just kept at it and got a friendly bounce off the hand of a Leo Lion. Rewarded for his hustle.
Frank Clair unable to get on track yet.
Whoa, what a shot by Clair. He's
change that
on track now. Yeah, he just kind of floated that one down there after
Good angle by
Eyeballing
Clair
the
inside. He just kept working the blocks, went from one side to the other. Finally was able to find an opening, get the ball.
Yeah, Bawinkel starting to feel a lot of things here. Long jumper by Terviel is not there. And here comes Leo with a minute left in the first quarter. Going for the tie. Robinson will crank it back out to Clair, who can shoot from out there like that.
Boy, that's a smooth jump shot from about 15 feet. Bawinkel right in his face. Clair able to knock down that shot. Now he's got 2 in a row.
It's a Class A dozen. And let's see if Bago, as they're called, holds. No, they'll go underneath the Terviel off the dish, and that's a tough foul, but it's going against Leo.
Terviel underneath the basket really had nowhere to go on that. Chad Nelson does a good job of penetrating, trying to create some offense, but Terviel catches the ball. He's underneath the basket and the board. Boy, it really looked like Frank Clair got all ball and just pinned it against the board. Terviel fortunate to get to the line.
Clair got into some foul trouble in the quarterfinal game that cost him a lot of minutes, and now we've got 2 more Leo Lions coming in. Back in is Terrence Robinson. Also coming in is Keelan Donald. And this will be a reoccurring theme throughout the night. He's so confident in his bench, Noah Canon is, he brought in the 12th man off the bench right before the first half in the semifinal, and the kid scored. Here's Donald with the drive, whistle out front, wipe off the basket.
That was going to be on Merchant. I believe that's his first as well.
Yeah, one thing Bago does not need is foul trouble. They're not as deep as Leo. That's only their 2nd team foul. Meanwhile, the Lions sitting with 5 total team fouls. And with 25 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, the Lion offense cranks it up. I'm sure Noah Canon just wants them to kind of hang on right now and wait till that 10-second mark to see what's happening. What's happening is Clair.
Foul on Bawinkel, got his hands inside. That's going to be the 2nd foul on Bawinkel. That's a big foul.
And let's see if Murphy gets him out right now. Powers is getting ready to check in, and Bawinkel will set here for the remaining 10 seconds, I would assume, of this first quarter.
That
Out
situation defensively, you really have to just show your hands to the official. You got to get him up in the air. He got his hands down on the body of the offensive players. He's trying to make a move to the basket. And that time, Frank Clair got the benefit and the whistle the foul against Bawinkel.
Back into Clair again, and back in the hole it goes, and we're tied at 14s, and Bago's got to hurry with 5 seconds. Powers is going to let one fly from about and he's fouled.
Oh, you're going to call it travel first.
Traveling with 0.6. Well, he forced the issue. Something was going to happen one way or the other, and it went against Winnebago. I thought he'd stop and let a 20-footer fly. He had time to do that, but he just kept motoring.
Well, as it turned out, he actually had time to get the ball all the way to the basket, and that's what he was trying to do.
Tisdale coming in right now. And checking out is Kevin Terviel. One of the few juniors on this roster for Coach Joe Murphy, the woodshop teacher at Winnebago. He's been coaching this team for 17 years. Not too far off the mark, but we've got a dandy brewing at the Peoria Civic Center. 14-all.
And we are back at Carver Arena. Winnebago and Chicago Leo locked in a 14-all tie. We are presenting a little slice of This Is Your Life for Matt Tapper, and this is Jim McGrath. He was at Illinois State and hosted Matt on his recruiting trip. What can you tell us about that blessed event?
Well, I think we all had a good time. You know, Matt ended up signing with Illinois State, and he pretty much wanted to study all weekend. Yeah, it was pretty much showing him what college life was all about, and he had a pretty good taste of it that weekend.
I heard he liked to eat a lot.
Yeah, well, Matt was actually only about 5'5" on his recruiting trip. He grew a little bit that next year, so.
Thanks a lot, Jim. We appreciate it. Now, I don't want to say that it affected Jim a lot, but right after Matt visited, he transferred to Northern Iowa. Not that Matt had anything to do with that.
I don't place the blame on him anymore.
Yeah, anymore, right. It's the therapy that helped him, Matt. It's the therapy that helped.
Oh, he and Kirk Francis were like 2 peas in a pod when I visited them, and It's funny, they did both transfer to Northern Iowa. They must have thought something was coming, was going to take their place or something.
Well,
wow. I had a chance to talk with Jim a little bit. He's a great guy and teammates with Greg McDermott up at Northern Iowa, who's taken his Northern Iowa Panthers to the NCAA tournament this year after winning the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. So great job by McDermott at Northern Iowa.
And let it be said, with all the recent recruiting scandals, there was none of that going on with this man, Mr. Taphorn. Here's a drive, and going to the free throw line will be Chad Nelson. Both teams, as you saw, misfiring on their first shots here in the second quarter. There's a young coach, Noah Canon, all of about 27 years old. His first year as a head coach, played at Leo. Graduated from high school in 1995. I almost got my ARP card in 1995.
Really impressed with the discipline his team has, and they've conducted themselves well here in Peoria. Just a great sign of a good leader.
And of course, you got a shot at Joe Murphy there. Murphy had quite a team back in 91-92. They were 26-0. Winnebago was ranked number 4 in the state, and they lost in the regional finals to Rockford Lutheran, rated number 3 in OT. That is legendary down in Winnebago, and they'd like to kind of wipe that off the slate with a championship win here tonight. The Nelson free throws, and now the Nelson rebound, and now Tisdale the other way. He likes this angle, and he will stop, and he will get it blocked, but a charge is called.
Man.
A charge as Terrence Robinson got in front of him.
Robinson really anticipated that play well, and Tisdale took it just a little step too far, and Terrence Robinson was waiting there for him to draw the charge. Robinson's been another great reserve for Chicago Leo here in the state finals.
Frank Clair called for the extra step.
It's interesting to see when Clair gets a turnover. I look at Rob Judson. He's not agreeing with that either.
In order to bring you the IHSA tournament, Monarch of the Glen won't be seen tonight. It will return March 27th to its regular Saturday time on WISE TV, WICC, Chicago.
Terrence Robinson end-to-end that time. Able to lay one in. That's his first bucket of the ball game. As I said, the reserves just keep coming for Leo.
There's a nice backdoor cut. Tisdale gets it on over. The shot is not. It is going to fall. Getting the roll was Ryan Kaufman. Well,
I was just getting ready to say, I bet you Tisdale wished to have that pass back. He really gave up a good shot in the lane and threw it out to Kaufman off the bench.
Wide open and draining it on the outside is Michael Stipe, who doesn't take a lot of shots, but he got the opportunity, and the man who averages 4 ties this thing up at 18 for Leo. That was a nice roll at the other end, wasn't it?
Just a great soft shot on the rim. Just stayed up there for a moment and was able to fall in.
Winnebago content to survey the situation, and that now Nelson rises from 14, and he gets the roll.
Oh, the rims are kind at both ends of the floor right now. Devan Bawinkel looking to check back in at the scorer's table as well with 2 fouls and 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
Inside, it is Downing, and Downing is just money down there. I mean, once he gets the basketball that close, you know it's going off the glass. It's just a matter of will it fall.
Just can't be stopped in there. He's going against Tisdale. He's got about 2 inches and 50 pounds on him inside, and he's done that at this entire state finals tournament.
If it goes in there 10 times, 9 times it's going up. It's not coming back out. Here's Powers with a tough shot, and he'll deserve a trip to the free throw line for that effort. We're tied at 20s. It's been this way all game long. If you're just joining us, Noah wanting to know what was the call. I asked Noah Cannon, what did you tell your team? What are you going to tell them right before they come out? He said 2 words: play hard. I think
sounds simple.
Everything's pretty much been said at this point. You got to discuss strategy with a given team like Winnebago and what you want to do, but this Leo team is so athletic, they can kind of...
They are athletic, but again, one of the things that impresses me about them is they are disciplined.
Right,
they go about their business, and they know what they're trying to accomplish, and nobody really tries to take over the ball game and just leave the rest of the team behind.
Stephen Benjamin, number 4, is in the ball game for Leo, and he is their track star. 2 missed free throws that time. Stephen Benjamin, if he gets the ball out front, he ain't going to fly. He is the state champion in the triple jump. He's got the rebound covered. Robinson's a little short on that one. There's that triple jumper right there. Robinson steps back and looks for a teammate. He's also part of the 4x200 relay team that won the state championship for Leo. Here's Donald. Oh, what a move, but he can't get it to fall, and the rebound comes down to Merchant.
Great slashing move inside that time by Donald. Just couldn't get it to drop.
Tisdale 4-3 short. And Donald's got the basketball coming up the other way. And what's the call? Whoa. Oh, tough call. Somebody got a hand in there for Winnebago. And it looked to me like Donald was just trying to get it back. And we've got a timeout on the floor. It's all knotted up. 20 all on the IHSA television network. Back at the Peoria Civic Center, Alan Downing leading the way for Chicago Leo right now with those post-up moves. 8 points.
You know, the thing about Downing, too, if you just rely on him to beat you inside, he can step out and hit the threes as well. So you really have to play him honestly.
And as we've been talking about all tournament long, Leo is double A tested. They have not lost to an A team yet this year. And there's only one team left that can stop that run. And they're on the court right now facing off against him, Winnebago. The Indians 30-1. Only loss of the year to Oregon back on February 3rd, 64-52. Johnson pressing the issue, and Robinson saying, not in my neighborhood.
Robinson had several blocks in the first 2 ball games of the state finals.
Donald make that Clair. Clair with the 3.
Frank Clair showing his versatility, stepping out to the 3-point line. Rob Judson's got a big smile on his face over there. He says, I'm going to have that guy at Northern Illinois. You can see that in his future.
Well, you can see he's got range with his jumper. That's not a problem. Once he gets a little more strength and he can already leap, that's evident as well. He had a couple of monster dunks this weekend already. There you go, Leo Lion fans.
9 fouls already here in the first half for Leo. Next one will be in the double bonus remainder of the half with almost 4 minutes to play.
You're looking at a kid who's already been offered scholarships at Wisconsin and Northern Illinois. And he's gotten looks from Iowa, Illinois, Notre Dame, and Marquette. His name is Devan Bawinkel, and I'm sure if you're a college basketball fan, you'll hear the name. Only a sophomore, and he brings his team back to within 1 as Leo has the lead and the basketball. As we close in on the first half of play here in the state championship game. Hales Franciscan knocked out this Leo team last year in the tournament. And they want to make sure they go home with that same thing Hales left with last year from Peoria. The miss gives Powers and company a chance to take back the lead.
Better defensive matchup at that time by Tisdale. He was guarding Terrence Robinson out on the floor.
Bawinkel went right up against Clair, couldn't get it to fall. Quickly as Robinson. Down to Downing. Whoa, he gets
nice
blocked
job
out
by Johnson.
front. But Clair's inside, and that's 2.
Again, Brandon Johnson showing his effort off the bench. Good block on the 3-point shot that time by Downing. Devan Bawinkel didn't see the ball coming up, and Clair was able to grab it and lay it in.
Clair with 11 points now. A 3 and that follow there off the partially blocked shot. Ben Powers, number 22, only averages 10 points a game, but he's the emotional leader. He gets them stirred up. Here's Bawinkel out front, hitting the deck, rebound, fought
Johnson
for.
again.
Yeah, Johnson coming across. He came from about 12 feet away to keep that ball
what
alive.
energy he's had. He's got 3 rebounds in the game, and each one he's rebounded, he's gotten fouled. Now he's going to go to the line for 2 shots.
70% free throw shooter on the year as a team. Winnebago shooting about 63 on the year, 63%. They could use this one. I mean, every chance you get tonight will loom in your mind if you walk out of here without the biggest piece of hardware. You'll say, oh, if we had that free throw back, or if we had that call back. But right now, the ifs are down the road. The reality is right here. Brandon Johnson making his presence felt, the senior.
Good job by Johnson. He's been a big lift off the bench for Winnebago, and you need that here in the state title game. They've already played 1 game earlier today. Might be a little winded. Need some effort out of their bench.
Ryan Kaufman came in to replace him. Deontay Gaskew is in the ball game now, and Frank Clair is out, and here's a pass inside. Look at the strength by Downing, but he couldn't get it to fall, and Powers comes out of there with it.
Downing's got a knack inside. If he can't get his hands on the ball initially, he'll tap it to himself.
Kaufman can't get it. Look at that rebound by Terrence Robinson. Only 6'1", but he can run, and now he throws it away on the wing.
He wanted to run faster than the rest of the team. He couldn't get everybody to go with him.
Kewan Leach didn't make the angle cut. He was still coming down the side of the court. Robinson missed him.
Fading out to the three-point line. A lot of times in transition, you'll see kids do that. They'll stop at the three-point line instead of getting in an angle and going directly to the basket.
So Bago with a chance to take the lead back. We're under the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Jim Albrecht and Matt Taphorn, Lee Hall along the sidelines, and a whole lot of people waiting to see how this one's going to come down. Kaufman can't get it, and again Robinson owns the boards. And look at him pick up the pace all the way down, and don't count that
over the back
because we've got a foul on Leo. Well, he didn't. I don't think he launched from where he wanted to. He's a little too far out. And he got a little too much iron on that, and Noah Cannon not happy.
They had to sidestep Kaufman initially just to get to the basket, and I think that threw his shot off just a little bit. But boy, Terrence Robinson really flies up and down the floor. It's hard to get the rest of the team to keep up with him.
He has got basketball speed.
Jets.
This is Bobby Tisdale, played as a sophomore. But they had to pull him occasionally because as a sophomore, he just didn't know his own speed. He'd get too excited, get out of control, so they'd set him down. And, of course, gradually he became the player that helped lead Winnebago.
I'm guessing as a sophomore, he went about $1.20.
Yeah, I think you might be right. He could have lived at Taco Bell and still been $1.20. Tisdale puts Winnebago up by a precious point, and here comes Leo. Downing goes in and gets a strip by Tisdale. Tisdale's going one-on-one. Will he get it done? No.
Thought he got fouled there. Good defensive effort by Tisdale. Just forced it on the other end. But again, Terrence Robinson was keeping pace with him down the floor. I thought Robinson might have got a hand in there as he was going up for the shot. No call.
But that closing speed on the defense as Clair goes up and gets fouled.
Quick baseline move that time by Clair.
At first, it looked like a 1-on-1 for Tisdale, and then by the time he got down there, it was a 1-against-3, and here's Clair getting fouled along the baseline by Merchant.
Quick move. Just realized he had the angle initially. Just a quick step to the basket is either foul or bucket
for the tie. And that's pretty much been the MO of this evening. Tie, tie, tie.
That's 2 fouls on Merchant. Brandon Johnson's going to come back in. He did a great job while he was in there initially. You got Merchant and Bawinkel both with 2 fouls on the bench.
Clair with a very nice touch from the free throw line. A nice touch from just about anywhere on the floor. That's why he's headed to Northern Illinois. And let's see if Bago wants to wait. I kind of doubt it. A lot of time left with. Here's a long jumper. That's too quick of a shot.
Fortunate to get that back.
Yeah, Powers was way off balance. Nelson is not, but he gets too much iron, and it's coming the other way with Leo owning the basketball and the lead, 27-26.
You really got to question those 2 shots.
Yeah.
You've got both Merchant and Bawinkel on the bench and just launched a couple of threes. The first one, you know, Powers even looked at himself and said, why'd I take that? So he passes it right over to Terviel, and it goes right back up as well. Just not very good shot selection that time down the floor by the Indians.
And that was, again, Terviel on that last jump shot.
1 out of 13 from three-point line. Again, we talked about they like shooting them, but you know they're fortunate to be in this game down 1, shooting 1 for 13 from the three-point range, with Merchant and Bawinkel both with 2 fouls.
Robinson's just going to hang on for a while. Play a little beat the clock. The other Robinson driving and kissing off the glass with 8 seconds left, and Leo has the lead by 3, and Powers comes down and has time. Will he hit it to tie it? No, it's a little short, and he doesn't get another attempt. So it's Leo up by 3 at the break, 29-26, and we've got at least 16 more minutes to go before we determine a Class A state champion for 2003 and 2004. Lee Hall is standing by with Coach Cannon right now.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. Coach, you look like you've been out there playing. You look a little winded. Pretty even first half.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a championship game. Both teams are playing well. We just got to run off. We got to run our offense. We're not running no offense. It's too much one-on-one. We just got to play as a team.
All right, good luck to you second half.
Thank you.
All right, Noah Canon, head coach of Chicago Leo. Back to you, Jim.
We'll hear how Joe Murphy feels after he talks to his team at halftime, but right now we're breaking 29-26 Leo. Back after these local messages. It's a tight one at the Peoria Civic Center. Of course, last year's championship game wasn't anywhere near this tight at halftime, but Carrollton came back and made a go of it before Hales Franciscan held up number one. Let's check out the trophy presentations for third and fourth place to Peoria Christian and Winnebago. Here's Paul Herzog.
For March Madness. Presenting medallions will be members of the Illinois High School Board of Directors attending tonight's game. They are Secretary Dr. Catherine Flanagan of Chicago Manly, representing Division I. President Dr. Frank Stout of Summit Argo, representing Division III. Todd Prusader of Rochelle, representing Division IV. Ron Connor of Clinton, representing Division V. Jeff Whitsett of Alexis, representing Division VI. Jim Woodward of Anna Jonesboro, representing Division VII. Dr. Diane Dyer Dawson of Chicago Collins, an at-large member. Catherine Finch of Stockton, an at-large member. And presenting the fourth place medallions will be Ron Connor of Clinton. Assisting will be Todd Prusader of Rochelle. At this time, please meet the Chargers of Peoria Christian, who finished 2004 in fourth place, a record of 30-5. First, meet the superintendent from Peoria Christian, Steve Hutton. Principal, Dave Walker. Athletic Director, Jeff Ringenberg. Head Coach, Fred Fox. Assistant Coach, Jay Brewer. And though he could not be here tonight, he's with some students in Russia. Assistant Coach, Joe Paris. Statisticians, Joe Lehman. Statistician, Jason Goldsmith. Manager, David Leidy. And now the Chargers players. 4, Jay Hawkins. 10, Cody Geier. 12, Scott Lawson. 14, Brandon Carlson. 20, Nate Reynolds. 22, Micah Lavender. 24, Travis Proehl. 34, Tyler Griggs. And 40, Caleb Connor. Congratulations to the Chargers of Peoria Christian. Presenting the medallions for the third place award, Jeff Whitsett, board member from Alexis, assisted by Jim Woodard from Anna Jonesboro. At this time, meet the Raiders of Quincy, Notre Dame. Third place, 2004, a record of 30-4. Meet Ray Heilman, principal. Scott Douglas, head coach. Assistant coach, Bob Sheffield. Assistant coach, Kevin Meyer. Assistant coach, Kyle Frericks. 12, Kyle Baki. 4, Johnny Baki. 10, TJ Kistner. 14, Chris Peters. 20, Adam Terstripe. 22, Zach Greer. 24, Joe Terwelp. 30, John Bordewick. 32, Luke Greenwell. 34, Jason Green. 40, Jay Nissen. 42, Lucas Cramsey. 44, Channing Peters. 50, Ryan Fessler. 52, Sean Emmerich. And 41, Ryan Morrell. Raiders of Quincy, Notre Dame, 3rd place, 2004. And now will Coach Fox and the captains of Peoria Christian please step forward and receive the 4th place trophy.
Here, let's go.
Congratulations, Peoria Christian Chargers. And now will Coach Douglas and the captains of Quincy Notre Dame please step forward to receive the 3rd place trophy. Congratulations to the Raiders of Quincy Notre Dame.
Two teams with a combined 60 wins taking home their hardware. We've got another half to play before a state championship is decided. We're back after these local messages. Only a precious 3-pointer separates these two teams at the break. And, you know, it's amazing. Every time a 3-point team faces Leo, Matt, it seems to me that they just basically take their 3-point game away. And I'm sure their quickness on the perimeter has a lot to do with that.
It certainly does. They stretch the offense out a little bit. They push you out on the floor. And that creates some situations. Maybe you're forcing a couple of shots right there in the last minute of the half, though. I think, you know, Winnebago took a couple of quick 3-point shots they'd rather have back, but 1 out of 13 from 3-point range in the first half. Reminds me back to the quarterfinal game that they played against St. Anne. They were 1 out of 11 in the first half, finished 2 out of 18 for the ball game, but were able to overcome a 10-point deficit in that game and come back and win by 2.
Yeah, they roared back in the final 3 minutes of that contest and sent St. Anne home. Winnebago, of course, 30-1. They only lost to Oregon, and the only losses that Chicago Leo has are to double-A teams like Rich Central and Brother Rice and St. Ignatius and Hillcrest and Orland Park. So we're looking at a couple of teams here that just, well, first of all, they've taken pretty much care of any kind of competition they've had to face. And let's go to statistics right now and see how the numbers shape up in this first half. As far as our score, it's 29-26. Break it down, Matt.
Yeah, we mentioned the 7 out of 26 field goal for Winnebago. That's at 27%, and a lot of that's due to their 1 for 13 performance. Rebounding's about even, a 4 rebound advantage for Leo, and not too many assists. They've done a better job of taking care of the ball. As we look at the next slide here and take a look at the turnovers, initially both teams had quite a few turnovers, but they've done a better job there. And then Tracy Robinson inside, he's kind of an enforcer with the blocks. He's got a couple of blocks there. Surprisingly, though, Leo has no steals. That's really where they try to generate a lot of their offense, is out of their defense.
Well, that's a credit to Winnebago's ball handlers right there. We said how important Bobby Tisdale would be to this game because you've got to have some guards to counter their pressure guards, and so far they have done just that. And this thing's just about even Steven, 29-23. We're back with more from the Peoria Civic Center. It's championship night. Back after these local messages.
Welcome back to Carver Arena. 29-26 our halftime score. Leo leading Winnebago. We're with Joe Murphy, the Winnebago head coach. And Coach, you look at the stat sheet and everything's pretty equal except for that shooting percentage.
Yeah, we're getting some of the shots we want, but we're not putting them in. If we need to start shooting better.
Did you like most of the shots except maybe for those last two there at the end?
Yeah, we liked most of the shots in the first half. There's a couple of them off the fast break we didn't care for, but most of the shots we're okay with.
All right, good luck to you second half.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jimmy, back to you.
Joe Murphy against Noah Canon, their respective teams. Here's the highlights from the first 16.
Terrence Robinson, a great job off the bench. He creates a lot of energy. Good save that time by Devan Bawinkel. There's one of the three-point shots they were able to knock down in the first half. And then Bobby Tisdale off a good job coming off the bench by Kaufman, who's able to get the roll there. 2 points early on. And then Frank Clair, the All-Stater, his first 2 points in the ballgame, really got his offense going. And then from the baseline once again, Michael Stipe did a good job of laying that one in. Again, the rims were soft in the first half, but Alan Downing's just too much to handle in on that block area. Chad Nelson again gets that kind roll. We talked about those soft rims in the first half. They really did a good job. And then the last basket of the first half by Tracy Robinson, a little bit more towards his game where he gets in there and floats in the lanes, able to knock down the shot.
Second half just around the bend on the IHSA television network. Both teams anxious to get back on the floor and settle it. Chicago Leo will have the basketball, working on that three-point advantage.
The only change in the starting lineups that we see right now is Tracy Robinson in there for Leo in place of Gaskew.
Stipe and Keelan Donald, who has the basketball now, along with Robinson and the man who gets down low, Alan Downing, number 5. And then, of course, the All-Stater Frank Clair, who's posted low on the left side of the basket right now with the ball as we speak. Tracy Robinson, nice give and go, and that's going to be easy for Leo as they have their biggest lead of the night at 5.
Good two-man game that time between Robinson and Clair. Clair kept the ball high and was able to get it up off the glass.
Winnebago 1 of 13 from the three-point line, and again getting some shots, but just not dropping them.
We talked though about Leo really pushing their defense out. Good block and help side defense that time by Frank Clair.
Clair batted it away, and down at the other end, Downing lost control, and we're coming back towards the Winnebago basket.
Downing was so concerned about where the defenders were, he forgot to take the ball with him.
You see the teams from that county that have been here, a precious few. Chad Nelson, who was a gangly, goofy guy according to his coach as a freshman, but has matured, and Merchant really needs that, but it won't go. Clears it away for the Lions, double team, but kicks it out nicely to Clair. And here they come in a hurry. Donald's not going to wait for anything.
Donald again, built similar to what Downing is, very strong to the basket.
Bawinkel, that's a tough shot.
And one.
It'll go. Boy, you talk about a basket needed at the exact right time. They needed that one. Leo was starting to get on a roll, and now the sophomore, and that was a tough shot.
It really was, and Devan Bawinkel, when he's gotten the ball in his hands, and it hasn't happened very often because Michael Stipe has done a great job defending him. When he's gotten the ball, he's looked to score.
Terrence Robinson coming in, Michael Stipe out for Leo. The man who's inbounding right now, who you're about to see coming up the court, Tracy Robinson, who's grown 8 inches in his high school career. Started as a 5'11" guard. Now he can post down low, just like that man Downing, but too much iron. Clair will finish it off.
Good job by Clair. Avoided the contact, no call by the official over the back. Ball just went high enough for him to get his hands on it and lay it back in.
Here's a 3-ball. Mr. Merchant tightens things up.
How's that for confidence? He missed the first 3-point attempt here to start the second half and knocks that one down from the corner.
Clair can't get that interior pass for Robinson. Too much air underneath of it, and we're coming the other way with Winnebago.
Good no call that time by the official. Devan Bawinkel had a little shiver in the back that time against Clair.
Merchant again and again, he gets a result.
Tough shot that time. Used the left hand going up against Tracy Robinson. Robinson, a good shot blocker inside. Merchant able to lay that one in. He's got 5 quick points here to start the second half.
This one, Leo looked like they were going to pull things away. 8 quick points by Bago, and it's 35-34. We've got a foul against the Indians.
Merchant now with 10 in the ball game. He's called down low against Tisdale. Again, trying to stay with Alan Downing down on the block.
Donald, who's the quarterback on the football team, and it was a pretty good football team too, who almost lost, but Clair manages to kick it out. Now another whistle.
It's on Bawinkel. My goodness.
Oh man, that's a tough call. That'll be 3 in the soft.
Boy, they're really calling it close right now. A couple of call away from the ball, and then this one on Bawinkel coming across the lane. That's his 3rd foul.
Bawinkel, the first team All-Stater, watches as Downing gets inside again. I mean, you can just make
point blank. He can't get much closer than where he was.
No, and that's where he finds himself all the time, because he's got that upper body strength. And of course, Tisdale is guarding him. Gives up a lot of size, not necessarily height, but just a lot of muscle mass. Tisdale from the wing, in and out. Bawinkel will gather it back in and give him another crank at it. This is a tough shot. It's not going to be there. But Tisdale he was going to go back up with that rebound in midair, but it was knocked out of bounds by Alan Downing. And we've got a timeout. It's 37-34. Leo maintaining that 3-point advantage they had at halftime.
And welcome back, Chicago. Leo with a 3-point lead over Winnebago. This is not the first time Joe Murphy has been to state. It is with the boys, but now with the girls, 84-85. He led the Winnebago girls to state. Judy Ferguson was on that team. Your dad's the athletic director and an assistant coach. You got all kinds of ties here. Tell me about 84-85.
It's a blur. I can barely remember it, but it was a great experience.
Coach Murphy seems pretty soft-spoken now. Was he like that 20 years ago?
No, he wasn't. He was not, but he is an incredible motivating person. He made us be the best that we could be.
Quick, say who these guys are.
These guys?
These 2 little guys.
Oh, this is DJ and Curtis, my 2 boys.
All right, they are looking forward to a Winnebago championship, right, buddy?
Say, go Deuce.
Okay, they're giving me the rap, buddy. Go Winnebago, they say. Back to you.
That sounded like tape from Lee's first sportscast.
Might have been.
37-36 after Merchant responded at the other end. 7 points in a hurry by David Merchant, the young man who's going to play baseball at Creighton.
Well, Leo slowed down the pace until Lee was done with that bit, but David Merchant didn't cooperate. He was able to knock down a shot the other end. Now Terrence Robinson splits the seam down the middle, lays it in for, he's got 6 points in the ball game now.
Coming out of that timeout, I looked over at the huddle for Winnebago, and Evan Bawinkel was smiling. So apparently, that's a walk. That's a walk. Ben Powers not thinking about his feet at that moment, because that was an obvious walk, and Leo coming the other way with that 3-point lead again. Out is Chad Nelson. In is Kevin Terviel, number 10. Merchant 6'5", but he plays big. A couple of Robinsons out front for Leo. Also in the ball game is Benjamin, and inside, but he missed the grip. He missed that one.
Didn't use the board that time and picked up the foul again.
Alan Downing wants that one back.
And I was just getting ready to say that it looked like Winnebago had made a good adjustment by putting Devin Bawinkel on Downing, but he still was able to get his hands on the ball, lay it up over the front of the rim. It just hit the back of the rim a little too hard and fall back out.
Bawinkel playing with those 3 fouls. As they break the pressure, Tisdale has a wide open Merchant, and it's not there. Oh boy, Bawinkel got high but couldn't get the bounce. And now the other way, Robinson had it taken away almost by Bobby Tisdale as things get a little hectic on the journey up court.
Boy, Merchant had a great look that time from the corner. Tisdale just gave it to him at exactly the right time, drew the defense in. Merchant just wasn't able to knock down that open 3. 2 for 18 in the ball game now from 3-point range. for the Winnebago Indians.
And they're still only down by 3. Frank Clair, the All-Stater, back in for Leo. They run a couple of high posts. And Robinson loves this shot.
Boy, he's just so smooth down there on the baseline. Merchant was right there, and Devan Bawinkel even started to slack off his defender, or his man, to help out defensively. And he's still able to knock down the shot.
Speaking of knocking him down, Kevin Terviel gets the 3. Robinson all the way. We've got contact. Power out front. Powers out front will be called with a personal foul, with the game now at 41-39, Leo.
Terviel a little slow getting back that time defensively, and Terrence Robinson, he's one of the quickest guys out there with the ball in his hands even. Just really took it to the action.
Some guys can actually go faster with a basketball than they can without.
Well, I think that's just an offensive mentality. You feel like you're more involved with the ball. A lot of times you watch a guy and how he moves without the ball. Some guys stand around too often. It might be the same scenario with Terrence Robinson. He's got the ball in his hands. He's much quicker.
Tracy Robinson with the basketball, pulls up from 17 and drains another one.
Well, Tracy Robinson, he's feeling it now. He's not even hitting any part of the rim, just the bottom of the net on the way through.
Robinson with 9, and almost a turnover as Tisdale does the tightrope and avoids the over and back. Nice balance. Leo by 4, still by 4. Bawinkel back up, it won't fall. Bawinkel better watch out. He came out of there with it, avoided his 4th foul. Terviel nails it.
Great action there. Bawinkel didn't give up on the play. First shot a little hard off the rim. Pulled the rebound away and was able to hit it out for the 3 again by Terviel. 2 in a row.
Terviel had 43s on the season. Robinson, no roll. Clair rebound,
and
forcing it, and he will go to the free throw line. Boy, you know, Clair, I love the way
he's much more active here tonight, and as well as the semifinal game earlier today. Just really doing a great job at tracking down that offensive board.
Yeah, and they set him up on the free throw line, and when his mates are working on the wings, he's just kind of waiting to see where that angle's going to be, and he crashes. And he's got a sweet stroke at the line.
It's interesting to watch him in their offensive half-court set. They really don't try to feature him or go to him as much as they do like an Allen Downing. But when they get the drive and penetration to the basket, he's always around the rim trying to get the putback.
Tisdale out for Winnebago. Chad Nelson in. Frank Clair averaging 14 points a game.
And I keep looking at Judson. He's always got a smile just painted on his face over there.
Clair coming up big in the state championship game with 19 already, and we still have a minute plus to play in the 3rd quarter. Terviel, who had a wonderful trip down last time, feeds it off inside, and Ben Powers
fell down.
Clair didn't really have to block that one at all. He just stood there. And now quickly, this could be trouble. No, it hits the top of the backboard. Robinson can't believe he missed a shot.
Yeah, really not Robinson's game. You know, he's attempted 101 threes on the season, 2nd on the team. But as we've seen in the state finals, the 3 ball games down here in Peoria, his success has been taking the ball to the basket, pulling up from about a 15-foot range, and he's been very successful with it. And that time he's pulling up for a 3.
Down low, making it look easy is Steve Benjamin.
Good steal on the out-of-bounds play by Michael Stipe. Poor execution once again by Winnebago. Just lack of concentration.
And these are those precious seconds where things change in a hurry when that pressure works. Down the other way, and there's the pressure again. Here comes Leo. Robinson all the way on over to Benjamin, and count him up. And suddenly it's a 7-point Leo lead.
It's 3 straight turnovers by Winnebago.
Bawinkel can't get it to fall. And we've got a whistle.
Well, it should be, I thought that might be over the back.
Yeah, so did I.
Brandon Johnson, but instead of go against Stipe, excuse me.
28 seconds left to gather themselves back together. Turnover in a bucket. Coming in is Alan Downing, also Terrence Robinson. Check it out, a man who barely saw the floor, Kevin Brown, who was just in for a trip down court. Winnebago could use a bucket here. They trail by 3. The ball. And a good head. Oh, no. They didn't get it off in time.
See, Powers, that's 3 straight turnovers on Powers. he quit looking out on the floor. He looked at the ref, he looked at the defender, tried to throw it off of him. If he'd have stayed looking out on the floor, he had Chad Nelson coming right down the middle of the lane for an easy lay-in. Nobody came to the ball that time. Everything was away from the ball.
A late burst by Leo, and now they've got time to sit on this thing, and if they score.
6 straight points, all off of turnovers against Winnebago.
If they should score here, they'll have their biggest lead of the evening. Keelan Donald will just wait. Now it's time to go. Tracy Robinson works over to Clair. That's not going to be there. That is the way the third quarter will come to a close. A good attempt on the baseball pass. But we have played 3. 49-42, Leo with the lead. Some turnovers cost Bago late in the third quarter, and now they're going to have to make up. There's a shot that is contested inside by Robinson, and out comes the other Robinson, Terrence. Gets it taken away from behind momentarily, but a whistle will halt. They're calling in any kind of
really
reach
close, really close.
Any kind of reach in. There's Joe Murphy.
Again, Tracy Robinson at the other end blocked a shot by Brandon Johnson trying to get it up off the glass, and Robinson timed it well.
Downing. Oh, this is Terwelp. Terwelp with the big T.
Exclamation point that time by Frank Clair inside.
51-42, the big man bringing down the house, and now Winnebago has issues with 7:23. They need this. They don't get it. Rebound on the other side doesn't fall, and Leo's coming away with momentum. What a slam by Frank Clair.
You can see that Leo just has a little bit extra left right now.
That one will be on Clair over the back. Bawinkel had good position. Yeah, they just rest so many people.
They get more guys in and out of the ball game, keep them fresh. You see that Winnebago's kind of struggling a little bit. The key here on this slam inside was you got Bobby Tisdale trying to guard Clair down on the block, and they just throw over the top, and the weak side help is too late getting over there. And Clair gets up and posterizes Merchant.
Here's another steal, but it's back the other way as Bawinkel gets it. Tisdale hasn't hit a shot all night. Will he make it? He does.
Big shot there. They needed that bucket. Pulls it within 6.
Tisdale was 0 for 7, but no longer on the snide. 51-45. Clair. He's awful tough to stop, but that one doesn't go as Bawinkel plays tough D. And here comes the super soft. Looking. Finding Tisdale again.
Got it. Little roll reversal. Tisdale was 0 for 7 before those last 2 shots he's knocked down from 3.
And suddenly it's back to 3, right where it was at the intermission. Donald.
Oh my.
Will get the blocking call.
Be a 3rd foul on Tisdale. Just a little late getting over there. Not getting set on that drive to the basket by Keelan Donald.
And the Leo guards, they can just break you down from the top of the key. That's what they love to do. And you've got to really have help and slide over and try to draw the charge. And not that time.
What was interesting, Keelan Donald, he's coming down the floor. Chad Nelson's trying to search for the pick next to him. And Donald just saw his eyes focusing on the pick instead of him. And he just blew right by him.
Nice touch by Keelan Donald, the man that Coach Noah Canon calls his leader. He is my leader.
If he's got that quarterback mentality from the football team, he clearly has a leader's mentality, and he's done a great job in the 3 ball games we've seen here in Peoria.
And of course, you can use your bench all season long, but when you get down to championship night and you get down to the 4th quarter, you might not be rotating them in and out as quickly because you want your main men on the floor. It's a 4-point ball game. Bawinkel. Merchant has a little trouble with it in the corner. And now Tisdale has trouble with it, but hustling and hustling. Nelson, he's got a little
he got fouled.
Oh, no call. Nelson gets it right back.
Oh, I thought he was back in time.
He was on the end line, so.
Well, I really thought Nelson got fouled going to the basket. You could hear it almost from here, but no call. And he just was a little late getting back in bounds to catch that loose ball.
a nice move with the left hand, but just couldn't get it to fall and didn't buy a whistle. So Leo, after that 3-point barrage by Tisdale, is trying to stand tall again.
Again, Tisdale inside trying to guard Downing. They're looking to go to him.
Can Clair make that shot? He cannot, but he'll pick up the personal foul, and he might be hurt.
Boy, Powers really tried to grab that ball coming off the board, and
I think he got
like Clair might have gotten tied up inside.
Let's hear what that sounded like underneath the Leo basket. Ouch. They both, I think they both took shots to the face there.
They kind of hit heads, it looked like. They're both a little shaken coming off the floor there.
Clair's going to come off the floor right now.
Clair's third foul.
Yeah, that's big too. Clair with
a couple here in the last couple of minutes.
Terrence Robinson also out. Stephen Benjamin, number 4, is back in along with Michael Stipe. You've got Donald still in there, number 12 for Leo. And I tell you what, Tracy Robinson's not coming out. he's just too valuable out there right now. And Alan Downing also in there. Bawinkel with his team trailing by 4. Let's see what he can do on the right wing. One-on-one. Nice move, but he lost it. Almost the travel. Tisdale, can he hit 3? In and out, no good. Rebound fought for, and coming out of there with it is Stipe. Too many men on the ball. Stipe goes. That won't count. The follow jam won't count. And
Bawinkel and Merchant down here trying to corral that defensive rebound or offensive rebound, just outfought each other for it and ended up in the hands of Chicago Leo going the other way.
A Tisdale shot was halfway down. Just wouldn't stay for Joe Murphy.
Saw that last statistic there where 6 for 26 for Winnebago from 3-point line and 1 out of 8 for Chicago Leo.
Back in is Chad Nelson. Joe Murphy says this is the most emotional team he has ever coached. That emotion arose in the quarterfinal game in the final 4 minutes against St. Anne's when they turned defeat into advancement. Can they muster it up one more time? Leo misses the free throw. Stipe couldn't get it, and now Bawinkel is taking over at the point.
Yeah, the key on that last play is Tisdale picked up his 4th foul as well.
Powers, who's been shut down tonight offensively, averaging 9 a game. They're trying to free up Bawinkel. Stipe's all over him, and Stipe will pick up the personal foul on what he considers
He just feels like he's been snake bitten all night long. He hasn't been able to look at somebody and not pick up a foul.
So Michael Stipe is gone. The senior has played his last minute of high school basketball. But
I'm sure that's not how he wanted his last game to finish up.
This game far from over. Don't go away. You're watching the state championship on the IHSA television network.
We're back at Carver Arena. 4:47 left in this state championship game. Leo with the 52-48 lead over Winnebago. A small but enthusiastic bunch here from Chicago Leo, including Frank Clair's cousin Leslie.
Yeah, Leo!
Yeah. Frank just got knocked to the floor and you're out of your seat quicker than a heartbeat.
I was going to help him. Whatever I needed to do, I was going to help him. But we just want to say, can we say hi to our friends in Chicago?
No.
No, hi, friends in Chicago.
Nobody ever believes me when I say they can't say hi. Tell me about this bunch here, small but enthusiastic. That kind of describes the school too.
Yeah, we don't need a lot of people for a lot of noise. We make all the noise ourselves. See, I can't even talk.
How you feeling? 4 points up.
Oh, we got this.
All right. There's your prediction from Leslie Clair. Back to you guys.
Winnebago with the basketball, looking to tighten things up. It's been tight pretty much throughout the night, although Leo did take that 9-point lead, only to have Bobby Tisdale rain a couple of threes. Terviel, too much iron, head out of bounds. Bawinkel with good hustle, but not there. Well, Terviel likes that shot. He's got to take it. Just didn't get the result he wanted, and here comes Leo with 4:26 remaining.
Might have been a step further than he'd like, but again, Leo pushes you out offensively. They really meet you at that 3-point line, make you extend your offense.
You want to know how Leo performs in tight games? They played 5 OTs. Clair got it! And he'll go to the free throw line. Frank Clair through the air. that stopped everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Kevin Terviel got in front of him, and Frank said, well, okay, if you're there, I think I'll go up there. And you need clearance for that from the FAA, don't you?
I looked over at Judson. He happened to look at me at the same time. He gives me a thumbs up. He's like, I like that guy.
And of course, the head coach for Northern Illinois. A much-needed jumper is not there, but fought for and gathered in by Powers. Powers makes a bad pass and clears all over everybody.
Powers has really struggled in this ball game. He's probably got 5 or 6 turnovers and has not scored a point. It's a tough way to go out as a senior.
And this is what Leo does so well. With the lead, they can spread things out, use their speed, and then find a little crease to take it to the hole. Leo by 6. Tisdale getting set to check back in as Donald finds the crease, goes to the glass, and you can count those two.
Spread the offense, hesitation dribble that time by Keelan Donald, and they'll just break you down and make you pay.
Leo is 328 away from a state championship. It would be the 2nd in a row for the Chicago Catholic League. And Bawinkel has it kicked out of bounds by Clair. You couldn't tell that these Leo Lions have played a game already today, could you?
No, you really can't, because most of them have sat enough throughout the 2 ball games. They're still fresh out there. You don't really see them breathing as hard as what you might see the Winnebago Indians.
Inbounds play. Tisdale for 3. That's not going to be there. Merchant keeps it alive, and it's off Leo. Goes off Robinson. The 3s still aren't dropping.
And when you get tired, the legs start to ache, and it's a little tougher to get that shot off, especially from 3-point range.
And Clair's limping a little bit, and he'll come out. I don't know whether he stubbed a toe or jammed something, but he will go to the bench.
They pulled a muscle trying to slam it down on somebody inside.
Man, that was impressive. 8-point Winnebago deficit, and Tisdale's in where he does not want to be, and he has to burn a timeout. 3:10 remaining. The number 3 rated Lions close it in on a state championship. Winnebago trying to find a way. Back after this on the IHSA Television Network. Thanks to our friends over at JMP Radio Group. They're hosting the camera that's bringing you this live shot of the activity outside of Carver Arena. High atop the 12th story right across Jefferson Street in downtown Peoria. Nighttime might be the right time for Leo, just as it was for Hales Franciscan last year. Carrollton took him down to the final 30 seconds. And right now, Bago would just like that chance to whittle this 8-point deficit down. With the basketball is Chad Nelson. Merchant, in and out, no good. 2 Lions on the basketball, and Benjamin comes away with it. Well, just when the 3s started heating up, they got put in the freezer again. All the way down the other way, and Downing says, let's just burn some clock here if we can. And
spread the offense again, try to break it down. You got Terrence Robinson and Keelan.
Well, Robinson got where he wanted to be and somehow got an arm back in, and that one is up and in by Stephen Benjamin, and that's a 10-point Leo lead as we approach 2.5 minutes remaining.
Benjamin's been great off the bench once again for Leo.
Merchant wide open. Nope, not there. And I think that might be the story for Winnebago tonight. The 3s that went away down the stretch, the foul in the backcourt. And it'll be a 1 and bonus for the Lions. All they have to do is pretty much make free throws now. And then celebrate the dream as Clair gets set to check back in. Always harder to make 3s too on the 2nd game of the day. The legs aren't quite as
it's just, I mean, they've
fresh.
really put them up too. They've had attempts now in the ball game.
And of course, with Clair and Robinson inside, you know, it's not that easy to get inside. Free throw's not there, and Robinson creates a steal to Clair. You got to love the way Tracy Robinson has played tonight as Donald gives it over and Robinson finishes it off.
Again, Keelan Donald breaking him down inside. Terrence Robinson was the benefactor of that penetration into the paint.
If there's going to be a late burst, it's got to start right now. Tisdale shut off along the baseline with nowhere to go. We'll try that angle instead. Nice little pass down low, and that'll count. It could be the old-fashioned 3 for Ben Power. Well, Tisdale did that all on himself, but time of essence now with 1:49, and Noah Cannon tasted a state championship in his first year as head coach. Of course, he was with Leo as an assistant for 3 years under head coach Jerry Tokars, who retired with his name in the Hall of Fame. So many years at De La Salle for Mr. Tokars. What do you do for an encore if you win a state championship your first year? Do you retire, or what do you do, man?
I don't know. The pressure's on to repeat.
I guess so.
I tell you, he's got some great young talent there too. A couple of big guys really going to help him. And we talked also about Kewan Leach, a great-looking sophomore. The thoughts are he might be the next star to come out of Leo.
They can't wait too long to follow. This is going to be trouble down at the other end for Clair again. Frank Clair brings it down. That one went down so hard, Powers thought it bounced back up out of the net. Let's see just how hard a slam this was. On the Richter scale, I think it's about a 9.
Powers didn't get back quick enough defensively. Watch this, the ball goes through, and Powers doesn't think it goes through. He picks the ball up and starts heading the other way. But 3 fabulous dunks here in the second half.
Bawinkel
for Frank Clair.
Fouled out front. He used that elbow, but the body on it.
25 points for the first team All-Stater. Really shown people today what he's capable of. 10 out of 13 from the field. Tremendous effort.
Had a tough time in the quarterfinals, saddled with those early fouls, but he has not had a tough time today. Not in the semis nor here in the championship game. Mr. Clair had 17 this afternoon. This free throw is not there, but Tisdale tips it back out. Terviel hanging.
Oh my,
what a nice block. Bawinkel can't finish, or Bawinkel, excuse me. I knew I'd say it sooner or later, but Powers does.
And Powers late getting back again.
Clair lost the handle for a moment, but Leo's speed makes up for it. Look at Robinson. Robinson just, I don't know if he knows how to play with a clock. He just plays with speed. And you can bet now that Noah Cannon will be saying, okay, let's spread this out. We can only beat ourselves at this point, up by 9.
Some defensive substitutions in there right now for Winnebago, trying to get some fouls and send Leo to the line.
Powers and Tisdale out. Proehl in. You put Clair up top there, and he'll just kind of spin and play catch. Under a minute. (1985) was the year Providence St. Mel became the first small Catholic school out of Chicago to win a state championship. Now we're 48 seconds away from having it back-to-back. Hales Franciscan last year and Chicago Leo this year.
Some of the crowd thinks that this game is over.
Frank Clair. Frank Clair is very emotional out on the court. Here's your Chicago Catholic League state title winners. 85 Class AA Mount Carmel, Hales Franciscan 2003. It wasn't Winnebago's night, but it has been Leo's tournament. They walked into this building on Thursday for the shoot-around with an attitude, and it wasn't a cocky attitude. It was just a very confident attitude, and it has played itself out. 10-point lead, and time ticking away on Winnebago. A great season. They'll finish at 30-2. Merchant, pretty much the same news all night, does follow, but Leo give that up as we approach 30 seconds. Oh, Donald turned it over. Donald turned it over. If you get 2 quick threes here, you got a shot, but they've got to be quick. If they give you the inside shot, you'll take it right now.
Yeah, you will, but
we got a timeout. Leo wants to talk it over. Noah Cannon will gather his team around, and they're they're not quite celebrating yet. They know better than that.
Now, there's no quitting those boys over there on Winnebago's bench right now.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented for the entertainment and non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without the express written consent of the Illinois High School Association and cost broadcast sales is strictly prohibited. Well, the one thing that Winnebago could not prohibit tonight, Matt Taphorn, is slam time by Frank Clair.
Frank Clair just elevated his game literally and figuratively to another level, and then he just really turned on the effort in this ball game. 25 points to lead the charge.
The Leo huddle is breaking up. It will be Bago's ball when we come back after the turnover. If this holds, Chicago Leo will indeed be the Class A state champions because no Class A team beat them this season. Next week, the boys Class AA quarterfinals hit this same floor, as Lee Hall likes to say, the state capital of basketball, Peoria. March 19th and 20th. Join us here on the IHSA television network for all the exciting action starting at noon on Friday.
Good chance we might have another Peoria team playing in that Final 8 AA tournament. Peoria Christian, a great representation in only their 6th year of IHSA participation.
Yeah, Peoria Christian, you got to hand it to them. They were the smallest, guttiest group I've ever seen. Here's Tisdale with that three they need but don't buy, and at the other end we've got not a basket because Mr. Downing decided, I really don't need it.
He wanted to work on his free throws, I guess.
Yeah, so Downing will just pull it back, and he's got a grin on his face, as well he should. He was instrumental in this victory as well. Got him off to a good start with those shots down low.
He did. Wasn't as successful in this ball game. Only 4 out of 12 from the field with 10 points, but certainly a force inside at 6 foot and 200 pounds.
Downing sinks it as Winnebago sends in the bench. Robbie Brooks coming in, number 53. Chase Jensen coming in. Here comes the starters, and the Winnebago fans will applaud and appreciate the memory of this team that finished 2nd in the state.
You got Devan Bawinkel coming off last of that group. Super sophomore. See if they can surround him with some great players like they had this year and see him in the repeat here in the state finals.
Caleb Snyder also in there for the Indians.
See Ben Powers there, a little dejected on the bench. Not probably his best performance of this tournament, but very instrumental in getting his team to this level.
This is Kurt Zoet with the basketball. Out front, firing is Brooks. Too much iron. Down low is Snyder, and he'll get 2. And that's going to do it, folks. 65-57. Your state champions of Class A 2003 and 4. Chicago Leo has won it 65-57.
Hugs all around for the Leo Lions.
And you don't want to cite one player because Leo came here as a team and won as a team all season long, but you really got to put a star up there right above Frank Clair because he was the star tonight.
See Frank Clair, very emotional. Signs of jubilous tears out there, and just a great effort by him. Really put his team on his back and brought them the state championship.
And what a job by head coach Noah Canon, who is standing by with our Lee Hall very shortly. Lee, it's all yours, sir.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. Coach, Winnebago's been known as a comeback team here in the last week or so. You guys, they kind of got back in it a little bit there, but you guys wouldn't let that happen tonight.
This is my senior's last game. God bless us. You know, God been good to us. To be able to have opportunity to coach these guys, it's just beautiful. You know, like I said, I'm sad to see it go, but we worked hard from day one. And like I said, I am so glad. I'm just so glad.
First year as a head coach, you win a state championship. Where do you go from here? pretty good start, right?
I'm speechless. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I just thank Mr. Foster and Mr. Adams and all the administration at Leo, as well as the players, just by trusting me. You know, I know it's unusual for a 26-year-old have this type of position, and for them to trust me, thank you. Thank you very much.
To be at your alma mater and to do this, and we talked earlier in the week about Hales Franciscan and the Chicago Catholic League, and you're representing them, kind of representing the city as well as Leo High School.
Yeah, like I said, the Catholic League, we want to keep it in the Catholic League. Situation with Hales, like I said, is unfortunate, but I did with my red for you, Gary, as well as people at Hales, you know, let you know that we still think about you guys. But like I said, we just so glad, we are so blessed, and like I said, I'm just speechless.
Congratulations. All right, Frank Clair is our country insurance player of the game. Obviously pretty emotional. Can you put into words what this means to you right now?
It feels good. That's all I can say. I'm proud of my guys. We started together. It's a great way to end it on top.
People don't realize how much, along with sweat and muscular strain, you put a lot of your heart into this too, don't you?
Yeah, I was looking forward to this game. We worked all year to get to this point. So I'm really speechless right now.
Okay, congratulations to you.
All right, thanks.
All right, Frank Clair is our country insurance player of the game. Jim, back to you.
Thank you very much, and I think what he didn't say probably said it all. That was all about how good it feels to be a state champion, and some people celebrate it with exuberance, others celebrate it with inside themselves, and I think Frank Clair fits that bill. And again, Noah Cannon's mom, I know you're back there in Chicago with that laryngitis. Well, your 26-year-old son is bringing home one big trophy. You better make a little room for that on the dining room table for a while anyway before it goes in the trophy case. Let's go to Paul Herzog with the trophy presentations.
The IHSA Board of Directors attending tonight's game. They are Secretary Dr. Catherine Flanagan of Chicago Manly, President Dr. Frank Stout of Summit Argo representing Division 3, Todd Prusado of Rochelle representing Division 4. Ron Connor of Clifton representing Division 5. Jeff Whitsett of Alexis representing Division 6. Jim Woodward of Anna Jonesboro representing Division 7. Dr. Diane Dyer Dawson of Chicago Collins, an at-large member. Catherine Finch of Stockton, an at-large member. Presenting the medallions for second place will be Catherine Finch of Stockton, assisted by Dr. Frank Stout. At this time, please meet the Indians of Winnebago, the 2004 second place team in Class A, a record of 31-2. First meet the superintendent, Dr. Dennis Harzalak. Principal, Marianne Neese Smith. Athletic Director, Ron Ferguson. Head coach, Joe Murphy. Assistant coach, Tom Sipes. Assistant coach, Michael Gerhardt. Manager, Dustin Faulkner. Number 10, Kevin Terviel. 11, Brennan Proehl. 12, Chad Nelson. 13, Wesley Reinke. 14, Bobby Tisdale. 15, Kurt Zoot. 21, Devan Bawinkel. 22, Ben Powers. 23, Chase Jensen. 41, David Merchant. 42, Ryan Kaufman. 43, Adam Meacham. 51, Caleb Snyder. 53, Robbie Brooks. And 55, Brandon Johnson. The Indians of Winnebago. Presenting the awards for first place will be Dr. Catherine Flanagan, assisted by Dr. Diane Dawson. At this time, please meet the Lions of Chicago Leo, the Class A champions, a record of 28-5 for 2004. First, meet the president of Leo, Robert Foster. Principal, Robert Kaman. Athletic Director, Edward Adams. Head Coach, Noah Cannon. Assistant Coach, William Hawkins. Assistant Coach, Robert Shablowski. Assistant Coach, Dan McGuire. Assistant Coach, Jim Hawkins. Manager, Carnell Farrell. Manager, Bryant Martin. Here are the Lions. Number 1, Henry Peters. Two, Frank Clair. 4, Stephen Benjamin. 5, Alan Downing. 4, Stephen Benjamin. 11, Terrence Robinson. 12, Keelan Donald. 13, Kevin Brown. 14, Michael Stipe. 15, Tracy Robinson. 20, Jalil Harvey. 21, Kiwan Leach. 30, Donald Lawson. 50, Deontay Gaskew. Congratulations, the Lions from Leo, first place, Class A. Now will Coach Murphy and the Winnebago captain step forward to receive the second place trophy. Congratulations to the Winnebago Indians. And now will Coach Canon and the captains of Chicago Leo step forth and get the trophy for the Class A Championship 2004.
All the hardware has been handed out. The fourth place hardware went to Peoria Christian. Third place, Quincy Notre Dame. Winnebago has picked up the second place trophy, and of course, holding the highest and the most valued, Chicago Leo. We're back with more on the IHSA Television Network. Thanks to the Peoria Convention and Visitors Bureau for all of their assistance. Joe Roberts is the Director of Sports Development at the Bureau, and he's helped our broadcast team all this week. Check out their website at peoria.org. Well, the deed is done. Chicago Leo has won the Class A state championship. As you can see, the Peoria Civic Center is a scene of celebration, not only for first place, but for second place as well, as Winnebago gave it their all. But Chicago Leo is a team to contend with, man. I'm telling you, they are a team 12 deep.
They certainly are, and both teams really laid it all out tonight. And you got to tip your hat to Leo with the job that they did. They took on all comers this year, and they finished on top.
Let's take a look at the play of the game. I've got a feeling it's a rafter shaker from Mr. Clair.
Yeah, Frank Clair had 3 of these, similar variety, but this one really started it all off. 2 of his 25 points in the ball game. He's going to take his act on in Northern Illinois and play for Rob Judson. I'm sure Judson's pleased to see that.
And that's the Apt Electronics play of the game, and that'll do it for us from the Peoria Civic Center. Don't forget, next week the Double A's crank it up starting at noon on Friday, and you'll see it all right here on the IHSA television network. For Kurt Pegler, for Roger Lowe, for my good friend here and my tall friend Matt Taphorn, and for Lee Hall, I'm Jim Albrecht. Thanks for enjoying a great weekend of basketball, everybody. We'll see you next time around. When the shoes were laced up this weekend at Carver Arena, all 8 teams had a chance to go home as the Illinois Class A state champion. Obviously, the fans were more than ready. We saw that. The cheerleaders were ready, and the players pounded the floorboards. From the sidelines, the coaches reached deep into their game plan books. The right attitude was in the stands, and of course, it was also on the floor. Teammates and opponents with mutual respect for each other's abilities. After all, they had all proven themselves worthy of competing in the big show. The opening notes of the national anthem, the excitement of the opening tips, so many people working so hard to bring this tournament together, and their efforts are rewarded with the magic that appears on the courts.